Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. We've got an exciting deal going on in the last few days of this transfer window. It involves Saul Niguez, Manchester United and Chelsea. Look, maybe Liverpool will enter this race. I certainly think Liverpool would like to be in this race. Maybe Arsenal would, maybe other clubs would. But at the moment, it's a straight race between Chelsea and Manchester United for Saul Niguez. Now, it's very interesting. The truth behind this deal, and we've seen Romano talking about it. We've seen a few other people credible talking about it. There is definite interest from Chelsea and Manchester United in the last few days and today in relation to this deal. The question is why, and the question is who will win the race. Now, the very interesting thing here is that neither of these clubs, Chelsea or my club Manchester United, prioritise Saul Niguez as their number one target. Manchester United would prefer Camavinga and potentially somebody else. Chelsea, well, Declan Rice is the somebody else, and Chelsea would prefer Declan Rice, Tchouaméni over Saul Niguez. Chelsea maybe get both. I don't know. You know, Monaco could get knocked out of the Champions League qualifiers, and Chelsea can do both deals. But the reality is, the Saul Niguez is the deal is becoming prevalent for both clubs because it's a loan to buy. Now, a loan to buy is a good deal because it means that you can take a player in on loan and you don't have to buy them. It's not an obligation. So you don't really get many of these type of deals for these type of players in the modern game for top four clubs. You'll see, you know, we've seen Arsenal do it a couple of times with Real Madrid in the past with Odegaard and Ceballos, and it does sometimes happen, but a player of the quality... Look, Atletico Madrid just won the Liga. They're probably the best team in Spain at the moment. They're going to be in the Champions League. And Saul Niguez, up until a year ago, was a very important player. Last year, didn't really have the season he would expect, but he's still 26. And as a loan to buy, it actually is a very, very, very good deal for any football club who is a top four club in the Premier League or a top six club in the Premier League, because the doubts around Saul Niguez are, why did he fall off a bit last year, and has he got some underlying injury issues or something like that, and would he adapt to the Premier League? Of course. Has he still got it? Well, at 26, something sinister somewhere would have to happen for a player that was very good in his early 20s up until about 24 and has fell off a little bit in the last 18 months. But if you get him on a loan to buy, then, you know, you look at him, you go, oh, he's fantastic, we will buy him. Or you look at him and you go, wasn't really very good, we'll go for Declan Rice next summer. And this is why for Manchester United and Chelsea, this deal is very interesting and very attractive. I think if Atletico Madrid was saying we want 50 million, both clubs would be like, no. But because they're saying we'll do a loan to buy, but then that feeds into, why do Atletico Madrid want to do a loan to buy? Obviously, it removes his wages, and obviously he's probably not part of Simeone's plans, but they can't get the money they want for him because clubs are obviously, like I am and many of you, thinking, why is Saul Niguez not the player he was a year ago? But who's going to win this race? I don't know. From a Manchester United point of view, I've got to say that Saul Niguez, for us, can he be that number 6? I would argue United need a number 6 and a number 8. Somebody who can hold the midfield and somebody who's box to box. I'm not convinced that Van der Beek will ever get used. I'm not convinced by Fred. I'm not convinced by McTominay, and Pogba never seems to play there. So whilst I don't think Saul Niguez is a holding midfielder, the interesting thing is he has played there. He is more of a box to box. But at 26, a lot of midfielders do end up becoming more withdrawn as they get older. And maybe he will become a conductor. I don't know. As for Chelsea, they want a midfielder, and you think about Kovacic, you think about Jorginho, you think about Kante, you can drop a Saul Niguez in with any of those combinations, and you know, if they can get him back to his best, he'd be a good player. I just think it's really interesting, and look, we mustn't forget that somebody else could come in. A Liverpool could come in, I doubt it. A Barcelona could come in, I doubt it. But at the moment, it very much looks like he's going to be going to Chelsea or Manchester United. And I think the interesting thing is, and I'll certainly be reading the comments about this because there'll be United fans, Chelsea fans, other fans commenting, he is a signing that if United had bought him 2 years ago, I'd be saying Niguez, Sancho, Varane, what a summer. And I'm still tempted to do that. But, and you could say for Chelsea, Lukaku, Niguez, Koundé, what a summer. But the problem with the Niguez deal is, and it could still be a good deal, it might be that the team that doesn't get Niguez gets the better deal. Because if we don't get Niguez and he goes to Chelsea and then we end up getting a Camavinga or a Neves, that might be better for United. If he comes to United and Chelsea end up getting a Tchouaméni, or maybe they do go for a Declan Rice, then maybe they get the better deal. The thing is, though, and I'll come back to it again, the attraction about Saul Niguez is You get him on loan for a year. If it doesn't work, you send him back, and then you might go for Declan Rice in a year's time, or an Ndidi or someone like that, because in a year's time, maybe they're more gettable. So it's one of those where you don't know what to think about it. Is it a great deal? Well, a loan to buy is a great deal for Niguez because there's no risk, apart from if he doesn't work and you're left with the problem in the midfield that you're trying to fix. But then if you don't get the deal done because Chelsea get it or United get it and you're a Chelsea fan, you maybe go and do a deal for somebody else that might be working out better for you. It's a very weird one. And I think if this was Saul Niguez of 18 months ago, this would be a very good deal. But the truth of the matter is, both Manchester United and Chelsea are in for this deal because it's a loan to buy. If this was 40 million, I think they'd both be going, But because it's a loan to buy, they're both interested. Atletico Madrid want to do the deal. And although he is not the priority for neither club has Saul Niguez as their number one midfield priority. He's on a list. But at this moment in time, with less than a week of the window left, he is the most attractive option because he's a loan to buy and you don't have to spend any money and he could be a gem. So let's wait and see which happens. What do I think is going to happen? You know what? I actually don't like sitting on the fence. I don't know. I don't even know what I want to happen, really. If you said to me, United won't get Saul Niguez and we'll get Camavinga, I've got to think about that. If we don't get Saul Niguez, we'll get Ruben Neves. I've got to think about that. The reality is, I just want us to get a midfielder, and those three all have their attractiveness and their concerns. What do I think will happen? I always think if Chelsea want somebody, they get somebody. But the reality is, the fact that Chelsea have been in this for days, says Romano, but United are now in it now, suggests to me that Chelsea have not been able to get this deal over the line. And that there is an interest from Niguez to come to United. So I actually think United might get the deal done. Because if Chelsea have been working on it for days, why has that deal not been done and why are United now involved? That seems to me like there is an interest in coming to United. Maybe they just want to see what both offers are and pick the better one. So, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Get your comments in below. Do you want this deal? Are you excited by this deal? Get in the comments below. Let me know. Make sure you subscribe and I'll speak to you all soon.